Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of EverQuest 2. Now we just made it up to this little area in FrostFang Sea, and we see a couple quests up here, so we're going to go ahead and talk to Maclellan here and see what he has for us in store.
Hail!
It's a diverse group of fellers living together on this frigid rock. There are a number of folks like me, sure, but what do others inhabitants see in Aerolis? Why do they stay here? It's not like this is a verdant paradise. Let's see, it isn't for everybody is one of my choices. Paradise is subjective. The population is mostly barbarians, right? Or I'm not interested in figuring this out. So let's see, paradise is subjective. True, it looks an awful like the Hollis of old, or so I've gathered, which is what drew me here. You could say it's my paradise, but not even my people can agree to appreciate this weather. I wonder why the others are here, or I'm not interested in figuring this out. Yeah, I'd like to learn each major faction's angle. Call me paranoid, but I feel safer knowing more about the motivations of the folks that share the town. Care to do a little asking around? And of course I could respond by saying, sure, I wouldn't mind learning their motives as well. Or why not? Could meet some interesting people. Might as well. I don't trust them either. I'd rather not get too close to strangers. So sure, I wouldn't mind learning some of their motivations. And this one is called Trust Issues. It's level 20. You get 52 silver and 48 copper at least, along with a rug. And as you can see right here, it's kind of a nice looking rug. Go ahead and hit accept. Head into town and look for Pretonch Ironstein, Sister Algrila, Danny McCraren, and Bibba Nubrid. Find out what they're doing here and why they don't leave for the greener pastures. I'll be back. Now, a lot of those names are hard to pronounce, so forgive me if I really butchered those. But they don't make it very easy in this game. They go out of their way to make names that really don't make any sense. Occasionally. Some of the times they have some pretty easy ones, but... And again, this is the town of New Hollis. It doesn't really look all that, you know, familiar from the first one. It really does not look a lot. So here we are at Bilba. And as you can see, there's other people here. Level 18 Warlock. Let's talk to him.
Hi there!
Frobit, hail back and all that. What can I do for you? I say I have a few questions for you. Can you tell me what you're doing here? Of course, ask away. Why did you come to Aerolis? Why don't you leave? The Froglets of Guk, my predecessors, were blessed with valor and the capability for higher reasoning by the gods of Mithril. When did this happen? I already know this. Just give me the short version. This occurred hundreds of years ago. The blessing of Mar allowed us to defeat our ancestral enemies, the trolls, but more importantly, it allowed us to overcome our own shortcomings. Can you explain that further? What does that have to do with the Aerolis? I already know this, just give me the short version. Whatever, I don't have time for this. Well, can you explain it further? We conquered our own fears and ignorance. My enlightened ancestors left Guk and carved out a new home in the world of Norath. They crawled out of the gunk and muck and into the light, literally and figuratively. Aren't froglets unfit for the environment of Aerolis? It's kind of true because they are reptiles in a freezing cold environment. I already know this, and then whatever. Let's see. Well, I would prefer to live in a swamp or something like that. The frigid weather is hard on my skin, but I wouldn't say we're unfit, necessarily. We're just as humanoid as we are amphibian. Can you sum this up? Whatever, I don't have time. The short answer is, we Froglets owe all that we are to Mithril. When I heard that he had blessed this place, I felt obliged to come here and pay him homage. Appreciate you taking the time to chat. So there's one down. He obviously had a rather benign reason for being here. He was just paying homage to his god for all that he had done to his race in the past. So no hidden agenda there, at least not openly anyways. So this guy's gonna be inside the hut. And there we go, right there. The collector. So it may go ahead and ding us because we do have a few collections to turn in, but I'll try not to turn them in right now.
Well met.
Hello there. If you have any collections that you completed, actually that's for a different quest, so I'm gonna ignore that guy for now, anyways. And this is the iron sting we need for this quest. Have we met before? My friends call me Perch, but yeah, can call me Perch Ironside. And you can say I have a few questions. Can you tell me what you're doing here? Greetings. Or maybe this wasn't such a good idea. I just say I have a few questions. Oh, that'd never start a conversation like that in real life unless I was a cop. Sure, so as long as you make it quick, what would you like to know? Why did you come to Aerolis? Why don't you leave? Or whatever. Seeing as how this floating rock is a chunk of my homeland, I've always been here. You're the newcomer. Ah, I see. Well, why don't you leave? This can only go downhill from here. Where would we go? This is all that we have left of Elysis, and now we're making the best of an awful situation. Can you explain that further? Sorry for your misfortune, goodbye. Look, I intend to smash the Rygor, drink ale, and sail this floating island until it sinks. Good day. Good day and goodbye.
Goodbye.
That's kind of creepy. I don't know who they get to do the voice acting, but some of them are really good and some of them are just weird. I guess that's ice or maybe that's water. And I got level 20. I guess just from exploring the area. You can see I got a new spell. Let's go ahead and check that out. It's until canceled. Let's go move that with our other buffs. Put that over. Let's see what this is. Heals target. Lay of Hands was a really awesome spell in the first game. It took a while to come back, but it increased health quite a bit, so let's put that there. Raider group friend, so we'll put that up here with the rest of our buffs and go ahead and talk to Sister Alara. Hello there, friend. Blessing of Aerolis to you. And my choices are, is this a good time? I have a few questions about the Sisterhood. Brogan Maclellan sent me to speak with you. I can already tell this is going to be painful. Goodbye. So let's say, is this a good time to speak with you? Of course. I was looking forward to some stimulating conversation. Sometimes quiet life of a sister, why spiritually fulfilling, dreadfully dull. No hum. So perfectly, on second thought, I have somewhere to be. It is my duty to speak with travelers about our order. What would you like to know? Why did you come to Aerolis? Why don't you leave? Is it true what they say about the Sisterhood? Whatever. Mithromar smiled upon his forsaken land when he saw the plight of the Codain. They were lost, forgotten, and locked in an endless and hopeless futile battle with the Rygor. What did he do? Whatever. I guess that's always an option on there. And I guess I'm getting a little bit of lag, which is why I didn't pop back up with a message right away. But I went ahead and say, what did he do? Hopefully it doesn't take too long for that to pop up. If it does, I'll just edit it out so you guys don't have to see it. He blessed the isle and showed pilgrims the way here. Since his intervention, this land has flourished. So how does Aerolis fit in? Isn't that a bit deus ex machina? I can't stand the preaching of religion zealots. Goodbye. So how does Aerolis fit in? Zoom out a little bit so you can see the surrounding area. It has some quite beautiful areas around here. It's just a nice little zone. Again, I'm getting some massive lag tonight, guys. I apologize for the little delay. He left us this statue of his sister. This island is named in her honor. And you are followers of Aerolis Mar? Hence the name Aerolis. I can't stand this preaching. This place has become a sacred meeting place for devoted followers of Mar. All who worship Mithril and Aerolis are welcome to join us and pay them tribute. Thank you, Sister Arula. I can understand why followers would come here. So we got one last person to talk to before we go turn this quest back in. Actually, we have two people. No, that's a collection again. I'm sorry. And there's a few people in here that give quests, which we'll get to eventually. But for now, we do one quest at a time, so I can show you how to do it from start to finish. And here we go. I've got a lot of work to do. Can you make this quick? And you can see her tapping her foot down below. I have a few questions. Can you tell me what you're doing here? This isn't worth it, never mind. So I'll tell her I have a few questions. It'll be faster to answer your questions than to shoo you away, I'm sure. What do you want? Why did you come to Aurolus? Why don't you leave? Let me put it this way. Do you know what it's like to be displaced from your homeland? Have you felt like you don't belong? I do know what that is like. I don't know what that is like. Ask a question here. So I'll say I do know what that's like. Well, that's what it's like for me. Before Aurolus was discovered, I've done my share of traveling, and I called a few cities home. But it never sat right. I never felt like home. True, there's no city quite like New Hollis, so this is where you want to settle down. So there's no city quite like New Hollis. From our stories passed down by my Nana, and from the books I've read, this town is about as close to Old Hollis as we're likely to get. Life here is what it's like to be a barbarian 500 years ago. What do you like about Aurolus? What books did you read? I like the crunch of the snow under my foot. I like the sturdy stone structures. I like being close to my community. I like sitting around the fire listening to the wind whipping around outside. I like the tartan kilts and hard scotch. Does that answer your question? Yes, thank you. And so I actually have to agree with her. I do like the sound of the snow and the wind. It's a very cool zone to be in. And I only wish that where I lived in real life was half this cool, half this cold. I live in Houston where it's high 90s, low hundreds almost all year round. Go outside to the beach on Christmas Day and you're perfectly fine, if not too hot. So would be very, very cool to have this kind of weather. So now we're heading back to turn in the quest to the original quest giver, Brogan Maclellan. And I'm sure he'll be interested to find out that nobody really is here for any sinister reasons. But it did introduce us to a few of the different people in the town, which was kind of a nice little quest, even though it wasn't that hard. Back already? Well, don't be shy. What did you find out? They've all got valid reasons for staying in Aurolus. There is a rich history for this place, and each newcomer is part of it. Not surprisingly, everybody has their own motivations and angles. So let's say there's a rich history for this place, and each newcomer is a part of it. I suppose we all here knew in one way or another, but I still don't trust the others. I'm not sure that can be helped. You have real trust issues. Trust is a commodity that we can't always afford. Let's see, trust issues. I'm gonna say you have real trust issues. I may be reluctant to trust the others here, but you've proven yourself to me. And I'm gonna say, is there anything else I can do for you? But that would lead to another quest, so we're gonna end it here, guys. Trust issues level 20. You get a rug, 74 copper or silver, and 38 copper. Go ahead and accept. Again, guys, if you like these short little videos, please leave a comment below, hit the like button, subscribe, or hit me up in game. Thanks again for watching.